you want to know?
Okay, I was wondering who the father of my baby was.
All right, let's take a look. The Miss Cleo DNA test. I'm solely searching for the father of your baby. Oh, it's the one that's very unpleasant, okay?
Okay.
And he's also the one that had another girlfriend while he was sleeping with you.
Yes, he did.
Yep, that's him. That's the daddy.
If you had your TV running late at night between 1997 and 2002, you would remember that it was almost impossible not to see a Miss Cleo infomercial. A Jamaican fortune teller with the memorable catchphrase,
Call me now for your free tarot reading.
Miss Cleo was the face and voice of the Psychic Readers Network in TV commercials and infomercials across the country. But one day, the world found out that the network was a con and that Miss Cleo wasn't even Jamaican, nor was she psychic. This is the story of Miss Cleo and the $1 billion psychic empire.
To have our next guest here, her voice is as familiar as her face, and her expert psychic advice is just a phone call away. Please welcome shaman and author Miss Cleo!
I was just wondering if you see anything for me, like towards my education, because I'm kind of torn between things.
Give me your birth date first, mommy, including the year.
January 7th, 82.
Oh my goodness. Well, you can never make a decision easy. You can't go shopping, you can't go supermarket, you don't make no decision easy. Never.
True.
But yeah, she's very true. It's very difficult for her to do that. What me want you to say is I want you to wait until spring. Because you know you're not financially, you're not really ready to do it right now. Okay? And by then, wait until spring, then you can go back. If you're serious, because you wasted time before doing it.
Oh, good one.
Miss Cleo was born Ure Del Harris on August 12, 1962 in Los Angeles, California. She was the daughter of wealthy parents and attended an all-girls boarding school. She claimed to be the daughter of Caribbean immigrants, but court documents would later reveal that they were also American. She tried her hand at playwriting, and in 1996, she opened a theatrical production company and wrote and produced a number of plays under the name Re Paris that were performed at the Langston Hughes Cultural Arts Center. She had written and starred in a play called For Women Only, and in it she played a Jamaican woman named Cleo. The Langston Hughes Nonprofit Advisory Council provided Cleo with a budget to pay the cast and crew of her plays. However, the cast, crew, and performers claimed that they never got paid. Even children that worked on the plays never got compensated. She also inappropriately charged thousands of dollars to the Langston Hughes Advisory Council. They never took any legal action because it would cost more money to pursue than the money they were requesting. But Cleo revealed to the cast members in handwritten letters that she was diagnosed with bone cancer and was dealing with medical expenses that were preventing her from paying them. One castmate says that she even told them that she had sickle cell anemia and that she was living in constant pain. She also told them that she was a theater arts major at the University of Southern California, but the school has no record of a Ure Del Harris or Ray Paris being enrolled in its theater program. They say that she never spoke in a Caribbean or Jamaican accent around them. In 1997, Ure Del Harris, or Ray Paris, or Cleo Millie, look, whatever alias she was going by at that time, she left Seattle, Washington for Florida. And it was there that she joined and became the face of the Psychic Readers Network, a pay-per-call service after she responded to an ad that they had seeking phone operators.
What go on, babies? It's me, Miss Cleo. I want to thank you for allowing me to introduce you to the wonders of the tarot. I'm glad to see you have taken the first step towards a new world of knowledge and empowerment.
She worked under the name Cleo and claimed to be a Jamaican shaman, which is the character she played a year prior in her For Women Only play. The website also claimed that she was born and raised in Trelawney, Jamaica. Miss Cleo did tarot card readings and urged viewers to call in because, according to her, The cards never lie.
I was going to be moving.
I know.
I didn't think I had anything here.
That's what I know. And that moving, you didn't ask me nothing. I told you, young lady.
That's phenomenal.
Are you a skeptic? Well, why not convince yourself for free? It's time to try your free reading right now.
Her signature phrases and her terrible island accent helped her quickly become a sensation. The late-night infomercials falsely advertised the readings as free or the first 3 minutes free. Soon, the network started receiving tons of calls from gullible, lost souls, but apparently, they spent a lot of their time on hold or giving the operator their personal information.
Why pay $4.99 a minute for psychic advice when we'll give it to you for less than $1 a minute? That's right, less than $1 a minute.
The objective, a former psychic alleged, was to keep callers on the line for at least 15 minutes. These phone calls would cost an average of $60 and sometimes could cost over $100. Some customers who were paying $4.99 a minute for their psychic readings received phone bills of $300 or more. And if callers didn't pay, they were reported to credit collection bureaus. Psychic Readers Network was a hit until the lawsuits started coming. Court TV started investigating the network and wanted to know whether or not Cleo was phony. They found out that the other psychic phone operators were just actors reading from a script. The lawsuits started in 1999 in North Carolina, then Arkansas, Florida, Illinois, Kansas, Missouri, New York, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and many other states followed. In 2002, the Federal Trade Commission filed a complaint against the Psychic Readers Network, which was run by Access Resource Services. And they also named Cleo in the lawsuits, claiming that they falsely promoted the readings as free, and they racked up over $1 billion from 6 million callers in 3 years. And they shut the whole thing down. The Psychic Readers Network was forced to give half of the $1 billion amidst charges that they had misled consumers, and they were also fined $5 million. That's when the Florida Attorney General's office released her birth certificate, which revealed that Miss Cleo is actually from California, not Jamaica, and has American parents. Although Cleo was named in the lawsuits and received most of the backlash, she was never charged with anything since she was just the spokeswoman of the corporations, and her name was dropped from the suits. The FTC acknowledged that spokespersons couldn't be found liable for violations. After the FTC ruling, she faded from the spotlight but continued to use her image as Miss Cleo.
And you are going to take that spoon and scoop up a bite of French toast crunch. Oh, cinnamony and maple syrupy.
I can't believe you see all that.
French toast crunch is back and I predict you'll love it. Eat it now.
Grand Theft Auto's Vice City created a fortune teller character inspired by Miss Cleo, and Rockstar Games hired her to voice the character.
You must be the big bad man my granddaddy been chatting about. Tell me things about you, you know, when he visits, and about the others who wait for you.
And she still offered readings priced between $75 and $250. In 2005, she did a commercial for a used car dealership in Orlando. In 2006, she came out as lesbian for The Advocate. She revealed that she was in 2 long-term relationships with women and had a long-term relationship with a man she says was gay. They had 2 daughters, and he later died of AIDS. Cleo released a spoken word CD in 2007. And even after all the lawsuits, she still maintained that she was Jamaican and came from a family of Obia. For those of you who don't know what Obia is, it's a form of belief involving sorcery that is practiced in parts of the Caribbean. In 2014, she was featured in the film Hotline that documented the experiences of different phone operators. Cleo detailed her experience with the Psychic Readers Network. And yes, she was still talking in her version of a Caribbean accent.
In order to stay in a high priority on the phone line, your phone calls needed to average 18 minutes or more. If someone called me on the line and I knew that they didn't have any money, I had no intention of keeping them on the line. And I say that even though it was their pocketbook, it was again more about my karma. You know, at one point in time, it was real clear to me that the persona that they wanted to create was quite different from the person that was Ure Cleo Malie. I actually had a higher up tell me one time, well, don't tell them you went to an all-girl boarding school. Well, we really don't want people, you know, to think that, you know, that I'm educated. So they took a lot of time to hone what they thought everybody was loving. And often they talked about me like I wasn't in the room, and that's when I also realized that I was more commodity and brand than a real person. I signed a contract to come on and be videotaped or taped for a infomercial. In a very short period of time, it went to product and this and that, and my face and my name showing up places that I didn't know anything about.
That same year, she did an interview with Vice and revealed more shady tactics from the network. She said, "I'm going to quote you a number from the FBI. They were pulling down, using my face, my talent, $24 million a month for 2 years straight. For the first 30-minute infomercial I did for them, I made $1,750 for the 2.5 days on set. I had a bad contract. They wanted people to think that I came fresh from Jamaica. So I had some Jamaican people who were angry with me, saying that I was a bad representative of theirs. I've always said it's not my company." On July 26, 2016, Cleo died from colon cancer that had spread throughout her body. She was 53 years old. Whether or not Cleo was a con artist, she'll always be known as a pop culture phenomenon.
Hello, darlings. This is Miss Cleo coming to you live from our studio. And it is a very special infomercial. I'll be taking calls and giving psychic readings live on the air.
Oh my goodness, would you look at that?
If psychics were real, every crime mystery would be solved by now. Just look at people like Sylvia Brown.
Although he wasn't black, he was more Hispanic looking. Had real long, dark hair. And strange enough, Hispanic, but he had dreadlocks.
Then Sylvia Brown confirmed their worst fears.
Is he still with us?
Thankfully, Sean Hornbeck was found last week alive and well. His alleged abductor, Michael Devlin, is not Hispanic, and he didn't have dreadlocks at the time of the abduction. But she was terribly wrong about the most important detail of all.
Hearing that was one of the hardest things we ever had to hear.
The search for Sean was diverted, according to his parents, based on the misinformation Brown had given, costing the effort valuable man-hours. Sean's parents, Craig and Pam Akers, also say Brown offered to help them for money.
You had a question for Sylvia about your daughter, Michelle?
My daughter, Michelle, was 17 years old. She'll be gone 5 years, the 21st of this year. Sylvia, I don't know how she died. Please, if you can, how did she die?
She was shot.
Circumstances around her death?
She just collapsed in her room.
I don't know, but something looks like... Because it looks like a combustion.
They found nothing on the autopsy.
I don't care, but it looks like something hit her in the chest.
They did an autopsy, they did drug, they do whatever they do. It's just she was a healthy child and
she was in her.
just fell out in her room. Just
went
fell
out.
like a golf club's fall.
Do you believe in psychics?
This is amazing me.
It's okay, it amazes me every time I do it too.
And do you remember seeing the Miss Cleo infomercials? Go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comments. And make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel for more.